Don't get quiet. How's everyone doing tonight? I've been excited about this since 2 weeks ago when Fareed, private Facebook me, said, hey, guess what? You're doing a comedy routine for open mic. Thanks, Fareed. This was your idea. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, random observances I've made throughout, well, since I was a kid. Random fact, my real first name is Frederick John Rink III. Super German. Let's look at the notes and see what I'm gonna say. So I remember as a kid, and my mom said, my sweet little boy that Jesus sent to me. You all think that's probably a cute thing that your parents would say to you. I was absolutely terrified by this because I'm thinking at 3 years old, my mom and my dad are in this field somewhere looking up, waiting for me to like come down from heaven. My dad has his hands out like this. My mom's looking through binoculars and she's going, do you see him? My dad's going, not yet. And there I am, hurling by them with the speed of a comet, making a crater in the side of our house. Terrified me for life. I had my last therapy session about that yesterday. I'm fine now, but that terrified me for life. Get in my notes again. So, when you're a kid, you're taught a lot of different folklore. There's the Easter Bunny, leprechauns, Santa Claus, and the Tooth Fairy. When I was 5 years old, I had it in me that I was gonna catch the Easter Bunny. So I rigged up this pulley system. I had a rope right here. This was the door. There was a carrot right there. I was upstairs in my room at the other end of the pulley system, waiting for the Easter Bunny from the up top of the stairs. So my mom comes into my room. She's like, John, it's time to wake up to catch the Easter Bunny. I told her I would see him next year. So my dad's an engineer, or at least he was an engineer. I was born in Schenectady, and when I was in, catching my breath here a little bit. I'm a runner, but I need to catch my breath. Bear with me. It totally does take cardio. So my dad's an engineer. When we were in kindergarten, we moved to Danvers, Massachusetts, because he got transferred there. And he decided, hey, I know, I'm gonna build you a tree fort. We had this cool backyard for building a tree fort. And he builds this tree fort. Me and my other 5-year-old friends, we're looking forward to going into this tree fort. He didn't realize that I'm tall now. Imagine how tall I was when I was 5, taller than all my friends. So we're getting into this tree fort. And all my little friends could stand up in the tree fort. I'm climbing up into my tree fort. I could not stand up in my tree fort. Scarred me for life. By the time I was in 3rd grade, my family got transferred back to Clifton Park, where I live now, and my dad was working at GE in Schenectady. So, where was I going with this? I was always a decent student, and you know, A's, B's, possible C, and I used to hate getting report cards. Not because of the grades, I was fine with the grades that I got, but because what teachers would write on the report card. Teachers would always write, is a pleasure to have in class. Do you know why teachers write, is a pleasure to have in class? It's because they have nothing else to say about the student. What should I write about John? John is a pleasure to have in class. Come on! I don't want it to be a pleasure to have in class. Write something else. So my classmate Derek, I looked over at his report card, and I was surprised and kind of jealous about what his had to say. His report card said, Derek is a juvenile delinquent and requires immediate disciplinary action. I would have loved that. Why could I not have had what Derek had? You know, I wouldn't even mind it if my teacher wrote, John is a disruptor in class and needs a mild sedative to not distract others. That would have been fine, but I don't pleasure to have in class. Come on! So I never was involved in many school sports. So right after we moved back from Danvers, Massachusetts, I started doing Taekwondo. I was involved in Taekwondo between the time I was in 3rd grade to the time I was a senior in high school. No, I'm sorry, junior in high school. I started at white belt, and I made it all the way up to recommended black belt, which is the belt below black belt. Here's where there's no originality about that. If you're the founders of a major martial art, a Korean martial art, and you're in your meeting where you're trying to develop the belt system, why is your last or second to last belt the recommended black belt? You should probably use a little bit more originality there. What it goes is it's brown, recommended, advanced brown, striped brown, recommended black. I got to recommended black. No originality there, sorry. So when you're a recommended black belt, one of the moves that they teach you, it's called the swallowtail. It goes like this. This is seriously one of their moves. I'm guessing it's some kind of block, but your face is still not blocked. You're gonna get hit in the face. So there's no originality in the upper belts of Taekwondo. You're gonna get hit in the face. You should probably just quit while you're ahead. Oh, I'm not done yet. For Rita, we're running out of time because I'm still going. So Taekwondo ran its course. I got a little bit bored with it. Failed the black belt test multiple times, but whatever, that's fine. So after I did Taekwondo, I decided to start running. I ran indoor track. I ran the 300 meter, which is 1.5 times around the track, mostly because it took me 100 meters to even warm up, and the next 100 to get a little bit of a pace going. And by the time we're at the third of the 300 meters, I was already in 3rd place, which is where I usually ended up in 3rd place, but that's fine. There was a girl that I liked that ran track, so it was cool to see her too. Do you know what the worst thing about being a runner is? The excuses that runners get from non-runners why they don't run. The first excuse is, oh, you're a runner? I only run when I'm getting chased by something. When are you ever gonna get chased by something? The next excuse is, I don't run, but that's cool if you do. Okay, that's an acceptable answer, I guess, if you don't wanna run, slacker. The third excuse, the third group of people that you run into is other runners. You'll talk about running and your general hatred for hills in general. Absolutely hate hills. I run this race called the Firecracker 4 Mile up in Saratoga every year. There's this hill at the end. I almost died 3 times during the same race trying to get up the hill. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. Where am I at, folks? Looking at my notes. So, runners have to eat. Runners 100% have to eat in order to build up carbs and stuff. I absolutely hate grocery shopping. That's my least favorite thing. I absolutely hate grocery shopping at Walmart Because when you're at Walmart, the rules don't apply to people going into Walmart. I'm walking into Walmart. There's an entrance sign and there's an exit sign. You have people walking out the entrance sign, walking out the entrance, and walking in the exit. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I hate it. So one time I'm walking in the entrance door because I make a point to walk in the entrance. I'm walking in the entrance, and there's an employee coming out. She's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay that I'm walking in out the exit door and you're walking into the entrance. It doesn't matter." Yes, it does. You're walking out the entrance. You should be walking through the exit because you're exiting. This is the entrance. I'm almost done. Another one of my least favorite things is Price Chopper. I absolutely hate the self-checkout machine. You're scanning your item. Beep. Please place the item in the bag. And you're thinking to yourself, what if I don't want to place the item in the bag? What if that's the last thing I want to do? So you put the item in the bag just to satisfy the machine. And then you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to try and psych the machine out and take the item out of the bag and put it back in the shopping cart. Please place the item in the bag. And then you're like, all right, I don't have time for this. I have other places to be. I need to be running. I'm going to place the item in the bag. Beep! Placing the item in the bag. And then the machine says, please wait for the cashier for further assistance. And you're starting to get frustrated about this thing because what should have taken 2 minutes is taking 10 minutes. And so you're all mad now. You walk out to the parking lot. You can't find your car. No one can ever find their car in a parking lot at a Price Chopper or Walmart. And unbeknownst to you, Derek and his group of cronies is in the parking lot waiting for you. So you're running as fast as you can to get back to your car to avoid any kind of altercation with Derek and his cronies. Those are things I've observed.